Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. But God is really using you to help me out, bro.
What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I'm crazy excited about this week's episode. Listen, I want to welcome you to another edition, another episode of AOS the podcast. All of our faithful listeners, I want to say thank you so very much for all of your support and also your engagement. It's because of you guys. Matter of fact, we just hit a milestone, right? We just hit a milestone on the podcast. So we just got notified through Spotify that we have 500 plays now. Listen, I want to thank each and every one of you. We are a relatively new podcast. We've been running. AOS the podcast has been running faithfully and consistently since January 19th. Like, we've been putting up really decent numbers. We're at 6,400 on IG, 6,800 on almost 6,900 on Facebook. And it's crazy because you can go back to the analytics and look at the old flyers and see where we started, and just through consistency. And actually, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna just put a plug in. I know I'm telling you this, guys, early, but I want you to look out for. I'm dropping a 5-part course masterclass on how to start, launch the equipment that you need, everything that you need for your podcast, and how to get your first 1,000 followers and subscribers. So I'm doing a masterclass on that. I'm going to be dropping that real soon. Pricing, we haven't discussed that yet. We've discussed it, but we're still looking at some things because we're really going to put some real work into these 5 modules. Like, we're going to put some serious work. I think each module is going to be at least an hour and a half, right? I really want to break down everything that's entailed. And it's crazy because I'm going to just give you this quick notion real fast. The way that I'm going to break down the modules, the first 2 classes, the first 2 videos is strictly dealing with your self-development and mental steadfastness, right? Because it's crazy because a lot of people, and I'm going to talk about that on 5 Minutes of Motivation this Friday. You need to check it out for real. It's going to be really good. But a lot of people want to have overnight success, right? Like, people want things to happen immediately, overnight, quick, instant, whatever. I mean, it's cool. I get it. You want to get to your finish line fast, but you need to learn how to enjoy the process, enjoy the middle stages, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though we haven't got to. Now, check us out next January. It's going to be bananas, right? But, and then also, too, we got monetized on Facebook. So we're getting a few dollars from Facebook. So I'm crazy excited about that. I know that it's about to really launch off and go to the next level. So, I mean, I just can't wait to release that content to you all so that you guys can begin to implement what I've been implementing, and you guys can get to the next level. And I want to just forewarn you, everybody. I think that everybody that has a business, everybody that wants to get their message out there, everybody has a voice. I think that everybody should start a podcast. And statistically proven, they said that most people, I don't know the statistics. I just know that they said that most people that start podcasts don't make it past episode 5. We are currently, I want to say, we're overall episode 90, right? I think episode 80, 89, 88, something like that. Something crazy number like that, as far as all of what we've been releasing, everything. Now, as far as episodes, like, so what I'm doing is I'm adding in Friday's 5 Minutes of Motivation. That's an episode. So we drop 3 episodes a week. Now, I know last week had a few people inbox us. Mr. Biggs, Eric White, he hollered a little, what's going on? And I appreciate you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. We had a few technical difficulties, had some issues with our equipment, but they got them fixed. And we back now. We back. And it was already, some of the content was already pre-recorded. So you'll see this later on. But I'm crazy excited. But I want to help you along your journey. I want to help you get to the level that you really want to get to. You have a message as well. And the biggest thing that I can give from the class is I'm gonna give you a sneak peek. This is just facts. Like if you remain consistent, just remain, just that's it. Doesn't matter what you produce, remain consistent. Eventually, over time, it'll get better. I promise you, because I look back at my old videos and I'm like, oh man, my old videos was trash, right? But as I begin to remain consistent and begin to keep on producing, it got better, right? And that's what will happen. If as long as you remain consistent, persistent, and just keep on working on your craft, just keep on plugging away, I promise you it will get better. That's it. I mean, like many of you want to start a podcast, but you don't know the direction in which you want to go, or you don't know the equipment that you need. Now, I'm gonna give you. This is crazy. I'm gonna give you, and this too. This is gonna. I'm done with this. I don't want to do a promo right now, but this is also going to be in the course. I'm gonna teach you how to make flyers. That's one of the biggest parts or financial obligations to branding, right? So I'm gonna touch on branding as well, but I'm really going to show you how to edit. I'm going to show you how to make your flyers, and I'm going to just show you the whole process so that you could, after you listen to these 5 modules and digest it and take notes and watch it again, you'll be ready to start your podcast. You'll be ready to do everything yourself. You'll be a one-man band. So I just want to release that to you guys, let you know what is coming down the pipeline, what is about to happen. I'm excited. I'm crazy excited about that. But that's what I want to say with that one. And I'm excited. So I need you guys to stay plugged in. And as you tap in, as you plug in, this is what I need you to do. I need you to subscribe on every single platform: YouTube, AOS the podcast; Instagram, AOS the podcast; also Facebook, AOS the podcast. And also you can go to Twitter, TikTok as well, and type in AOS the podcast. We will pop up. I need you to show support on all platforms. Even though we have been monetized on Facebook, listen, millions or thousands of dollars are not pouring in right now. So, it's a great start. I greatly appreciate your support, but I need a harder push. I need you to tell your cousins. I need you to tell everybody. I need you to share our videos on your story. Never underestimate your influence. I love coming to you guys 3 times a week. I absolutely love it. I love dropping these episodes 3 times a week, helping you out, because you already know. Our mission is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I'm crazy excited. Let's go ahead and get started. So this episode is, you already see the thumbnail, so it's already given away. If you listen to it on any podcast platforms, you already read the title. You might see the thumbnail as well. But let's go ahead and get started. This is what I want to talk to you about today. Pick your poison. Now, for everybody that's just now tuning in to AOS Inspires or AOS the podcast episode, this is your first time watching a video, watching an episode, YouTube, wherever you're listening. What we talk about here, we talk about entrepreneurship, relationships. That's the biggest thing that we've been talking about, relationships, and also life. And what is life? Life is when things happen to you, like people that have testimonies. I have some, listen. We're about $4,000 away from our goal, right? And we're piecing everything together because we're trying to get some 4K cameras. We need 4K cameras, 4K cameras. And we have some amazing guests. And I know some people are like, hey, just go ahead and start with the 1 camera. I get it. I understand. I might. I don't know. But I just love to do things in excellence, right? Because where we're going, we can't half-step it. That's all I'm going to say. But I met a guy today with an amazing story. Listen, his story is bananas. I'll save that. Y'all catch it. Listen, if somebody feels generous, just go ahead and send us $4,000 cash. to our cash app, AOS inspires, dollar sign AOS inspires. Go ahead and send that, and listen. We'll have him. We'll have the episodes ringing out to you next week. The new interviews, right? But I want to talk about them today. Pick your poison. Pick your poison. Pick your poison. Let's dissect this thing. Let's go ahead and jump into this thing right now, because let me start here first. A lot of you all get into relationships, right? And it bothers me. It really irritates me. And a lot of y'all can relate. A lot of you all get into relationships that I need you to look at some old episodes that we posted, right? It's not that old. It's a few weeks old, but I need you to get into it. What type of woman or what type of man are you wired for? I think that a lot of people don't take that into real consideration. Like, discover who you're wired for. Discover what type of person you're wired for. Listen, I get it. You want a baddie, right? And I was talking to a young lady this week, and she was like, yeah, you dead on. A lot of you guys want baddies, but you don't have what it takes to maintain that baddie. I get it. You want a fine girl on your shoulder. I get it. You want somebody, you want eye candy on you, right? Like, that's what you're attracted to. But the question becomes, you may be attracted to a certain type, but can you financially support that type? Now, all the broke guys gonna speak up like, you always talk about money. Yes, it is. Because this is the thing that I tell people. Do you think that a relationship can operate without any money? Please, listen, leave it in the comments. I already know y'all, he a simp, whatever. It is what it is. Real is real. You cannot operate a relationship being broke. And the thing about it is, many of you, your issue is, it's not that you need to save more. It's not that you need to budget more. That's not the issue. You need to make more. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they was like, man, this stuff is expensive. I said, no, you need to change your mindset. And they was like, what you talking about? You need to change your mindset. Not that this stuff is too expensive. I need to make more money. And what's happening in a lot of relationships, a lot of you guys are looking for a certain type of women, right? And you got to realize, when you choose a certain type of woman or a certain group of women, you have to understand what comes along with that, period. Do you really understand that if you want a super top-notch type woman, you got to understand she may want her hair done every week. No, I'm not shopping at the thrift store. No, I'm not shopping at Target. No, I'm not shopping at Neiman's. No, I'm going to Prada. Like, that's what we're going to do. I got to go to Gucci, period. Like, I got to go to Torre. Listen, now, I want to break this down. There's nothing wrong if you're that type of woman, right, that desires to be kept like that. Now, like I said in my other videos, make sure that you can pay like you weigh by yourself. Don't expect another guy to carry the weight of what you desire. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. If that's what you want, that's what you want. If you can get it, you got it. But what I'm saying is, me personally, I don't like, you have expectations up here, but what you bring to the table by yourself, for yourself, is way down here. Right? Your money will say, let's go to the thrift store. And you don't mind going to the thrift store with your money. But then soon you get with a guy, you think he has a little money or whatever. You give the guy and you like, look, listen, I need Gucci. Listen, spell it. I can't stand when a woman think that she act like she's high class. Now, if you high class, boo-boo, do your thing. I'm with it. Cool. Name your price. I'm cool with that. But I can't stand a woman that act like she's high fashion or high class, right? But on her dollar, she goes to the thrift store. Her dollar is good enough to go to the thrift store or Walmart. I see you in your Walmart dress. It looks fly. It looks fly. Nothing wrong with it. But stay in your lane, period. So at the same coin, fellas, understand what comes along with desiring a certain type of woman. There's some women out here, I promise you, there's certain type of women out here, certain women out here that you desire, that you want a super bad one, right? You won't want to look fine that everybody won't. That's a great topic. That's a great topic of discussion, because a lot of people, right? And I always hear this. Don't no woman want a man that another woman doesn't want? That's debatable, right? I mean, that's a great conversation piece. That's a great episode. I may bring a great person on and we talk about that. But I mean, that's up for a great discussion. However, be careful on the type of person that you desire to pick, because like I said, let me get to this. You may meet a woman that's a baddie that you believe that's fine. She has all the right curves. Everything is in the right place, right? Her mind is right, mindset. Everything is perfect, right? Or it seemed to be perfect. Everything checks off your list. I'm gonna say that because no woman is perfect, no guy is perfect, but everything checks out your list on this person. She may be the type that, like, listen, I need to get my hair done every single week. I need to get my nails done every week. I don't want no fill in. No, we're not doing that. I need a new set every week, right? Okay, my perfume is low. I need some new perfume, right? These are the standards that she requires. And the question becomes, can you handle what she requires? That's a big one. Can you handle what she requires? Also, what comes along with you picking your poison, watch this. You have to make sure, this is what I like to tell people, you have to make sure that you know what you bring to the table and the value that you add into a relationship. Know your flaws. Know the things that you need to work on for you, right? Don't just come to the table and say, listen, this is what I desire, and you can't maintain the very thing. Like, for example, you go to a car lot, right? And you know that you may have enough to afford, like you can pay for a luxury car, but you can't afford the luxury car. You can pay for the car, but you can't afford the car, right? You can buy it. Your credit score will allow you to attain it. The money that you make yearly says on paper that you can afford it or that you can purchase it, but you can't afford the maintenance. Tire goes out $400. Tire rotation, $50, $80, whatever, right? Depends on what kind of car you have. Oil change, $150. Come on, like, let's really break this thing down. And I really want you to look at it from that ocular lens. Fellas, stop looking for the model type chick. Stop looking like, I want a model type chick. That's my type. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's cool in the game. But can you afford that bill that comes along with her? Because there's a bill that comes along with her. And this is what kills me. I can't stand when people or guys be like, oh, she all about money. No, it's not about money. This is my standards. Period. Fellas, you have standards as well. Stand on them. Period. Right? So, but let's dive deep into this, picking your poison. Let me start from this ocular lens on this episode. Understand this. I think that most people don't pick their poison well. Why? Because you wouldn't have so many breakups. And in the mix of picking your poison, you have to add to the formula of noticing the signs in the beginning. I had a conversation with my guy, right? My boy, my friend, and I was talking to him about a relationship. And I asked him, I said, you didn't see the signs? And he was like, no. And then as he began to talk, he was like, yeah, I did. I saw the signs. And what happens is people overlook the signs that the person shows you because you're so enamored by their looks. You're so excited about their conversation, their personality, their smell. And in your mind, this is what I tell people. Listen, this is just me. And I get it. You have some relationships that have met 2 months, and in the third month they got engaged, and in 6 months they were married. I get it. You have some success stories. But let's really look at statistics. Statistics prove to us, and statistics, and I tell you this all the time. Jay said this the best: men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Statistics suggest to us that the rate of people that don't make it, it's higher than the rate of people that do make it. So I think that a lot of people look at the rate or look at stories of people that made it and they move fast in their relationships. I get it. You feel as if your time of life clock is ticking. Take your time. Like, what's the rush? Like, that's what I really want. In this episode, I want you to get that. What is the rush? Why are you rushing to get into a relationship? Why are you rushing to move in with this person? Why are you rushing to get married? Why are you rushing to move this person into your house? Why are you rushing for? What's the rush? Right? I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. Distance would do one of two things. Distance will either make your heart grow fonder of a person, or it makes you guys grow apart. I understand that. I get that. But whatever is destined to be will be. So there's no need to rush it. And I get it. I understand. And some people be like, oh, you just know. How many people have started a relationship and like, listen, this is the one for me. I know that this is the one that God has for me. I know that this is the one that I'm supposed to be with. And in 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years down the line, it just didn't work out. I know it didn't work out because your foundation wasn't right. You didn't build the foundation right. You were fast with the foundation. And any builders on this podcast listening, you know that when you don't build the foundation right, the house will not stand, period. You have to build a correct foundation, because when you don't build a correct foundation, the house can't stand. It'll look good once you put it together, but it won't stand long. It'll fall. I promise you. It's inevitable, because you did not build the foundation correctly. And many of you are not picking your poison correctly. Now, let's look at this. What is poison? I get it. So, I know many of you are going to say that's a bad analogy. No, it's not. Because every relationship, there's some toxicity in that relationship. Every person has some type of toxicity. I don't care. Listen, I don't care how perfect a marriage looks. There are some issues, some hidden issues that they may not be telling you about, that they may not be sharing with the world, because it's not conducive for the world to know. I get it. I understand. But every person has an underlying issue. The question becomes, can you handle or can you deal with this issue if it never changes? Wow. Many of you are not picking your poison correctly because, like I said from the beginning, you were excited about one part of this person, and you begin to overlook all the other parts about the person. You begin to overlook all the other issues that you already knew about. Now, many of you feel as if, oh, it's cool. I can change all that. Listen, we get married and they move in. It doesn't work like that. People just don't happen to change. A person only changes if they desire to change. Now, women will change to satisfy a certain feeling of you in the relationship, but it's not a real change. It's not. Men only change for one woman. Period. I don't care who you are. I don't care how your sex game is. I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. A man will only change for one woman. Period. And a woman will change for her relationship. However, she will get burnt out because the change is not authentically her. And since it's not authentically her, eventually she's going to get burned out. And then she's going to start nitpicking. Then she's going to start building up arguments, right? And, she may step out, depending on what type of woman it is. So I like to tell people, pick your poison correctly. Because every person, listen, everybody under the sound of my voice that's listening, everybody's going to share this video. Everybody's going to share these clips. Listen, understand this. Everybody has an issue. The question becomes, when you find out that issue, can you deal with the issue if it never changes? That's the sign of true love. That's the sign of stickability. Like, I know your issue, but can I still endure it if it never changes? That's the big question. Listen, matter of fact, all my married couples, now let's not talk about married couples. Let's talk to the couples that's in a relationship that's thinking about getting married. Think about that one issue. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there's multiple issues, but there's layers to this thing. You have issues that, it's okay. That's just them. It's a character flaw or it's a defect, whatever it is. But I need you to look at these different flaws and ask yourself, he drinks too much. I don't like that. So if he never changes, if he never stops, will I be okay? He has an anger issue. She has an attitude issue. Her mouth is reckless. If she never changes that, can I endure this relationship? Will I stay with her? And I think that, and I don't think, I know, if you ask yourself and you do the analytical analysis of this before you get really, really deep or before you begin to commit in this relationship, you ask yourself that, if her attitude never changed, will I still want to stay with her? And if the answer is no, you need to make some adjustments now. Don't wait until you guys been in a relationship for 5 years. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just tell you this. Just this. This could be for the soundbite. I just want to say it to you guys that's listening to it this far in this episode. I don't understand men that are in relationships with women for 10 years and never get married. I don't get that. I don't get it. And it kills me too, because a lot of people will say, I don't believe in marriage. Oh, that's just the government way. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's slow down right fast. You don't believe in marriage, but you have a license. So you don't believe in the government's way of, establishing something, but you pick and choose what you will follow or what you do agree with. It's counterproductive for me. The reason I say that, because from a legal standpoint, if you're boyfriend and girlfriend, there are certain parameters that girlfriend or that boyfriend can't cross if anything happens to you. So now you don't invested 10, 20, 30, 40 years into a person. And I don't care if they do have their business together. I don't care if they do have everything in a trust and list you as the beneficiary. I don't care. There's still certain loopholes that you may fall in. They be like, you know what? You're not eligible for anything that they left behind. It's a chance. It's a chance. It's a major chance. But my question becomes, most people that I believe that don't want to get married have commitment issues. And we know that. Of course, that's nothing new. I didn't say nothing deep. They have commitment issues. That's why a lot of people that don't get married, I guarantee they got prepaid phones. I guarantee you. Or they have the type of phone that's no contract, month to month. They have commitment issues. And when they have commitment issues, right, I will, and like I said in another episode, many guys will say, "No, I want to get my money right." Well, you're gonna play house until you get your money right. That's what we're doing. Y'all living together already. Y'all making babies. Why not just go ahead and get married? Or you're waiting for another fish to come along that may be better. I mean, I really don't, because I'm cut from a different cloth. I really don't get that. Why wait? Why make her wait? She wants to get married badly. Why make her wait 10, 20, 30 years? Y'all don't have babies after babies after baby after baby after baby. Y'all bought houses. Y'all buying cars together. Y'all are doing investments together. Like, you're building your life together. Why not get, it's crazy to me. I don't get that. That blows me. And a lot of women will agree. A lot of guys, oh, he a simp. It's not about being a simp. It's about doing what's right. So we're going to play house, but we're not going to actually do this thing, right? So, but I want to tell you, pick your poison. I'm going to keep on saying this throughout this whole episode. Pick your poison. Now, the reason I say pick your poison, the reason I named it this, pick your poison, is because everybody, from a woman and a man, have an issue, right? Now, people break up, people get divorced because there's this issue that I can't deal with anymore. And I'm sick of it. I'm done, right? But the thing about it is, now, you've seen this issue from the beginning. Now, it may have grown into something larger, right? It may be unbearable now, but you've seen it at its smallest form. You've seen it at another form, another stage. So it's not like this issue has just popped up on you like, oh man, I didn't know about this issue. You know about the issue. You just overlooked the issue for whatever reason. You felt as if I can change it, or you felt as if I can handle it. Now you get to a point now where you're ready to be done. I can't handle this no more. But I need you to pause. I'm talking to those that are in 10 years, 15 years, and 5 years, 8 years, 6 years, 4 years, 3-year relationships. And you're ready to walk away. Pick your poison. right? So she may have a nasty attitude, but then you may get with another person, another woman, and she spends all your money. Like she has no regards for money, right? She spends her money and she's supposed to pay this bill, however you guys got it set up. You may be a baller shot caller, you pay all the bills, right? Money may not be an issue. Cool, I'm not talking to you. But for that guy, that money is a concern. Like you only make, and I'm gonna be honest with you, 100 grand is not that much money either. Let's be all the way honest. 100 grand is not that much money, especially when you have kids. And if you're single and you make 100 grand and you just yeah, that's a pretty decent check. You can do some stuff with that. But if you're in a relationship, you got kids, and 100 grand is not that much money. Period. But I'm talking to that guy that's like, listen, I make money, but I'm not made of money yet. I'm getting to the bag, but I'm gonna really get to the bag soon. But that's a concern of mine. She had an ass attitude. I had to leave her. That's why you have so many people dating, breaking up, dating, breaking up. And it's crazy. It's like a never-ending cycle. Why? Because the issue up front, all you wanted something from that person. So you got what you wanted, right? And now the relationship is cool. I mean, it's cool. But this issue, I can't really stand. I really don't like this issue. And I don't like them. But the benefits outweigh what I don't like. Wow. Listen, that was a bar. Many of you stay in relationships because the benefits outweigh what you really don't like about the person. Wow. Like that's a real bar. And what's damaging is many of you are leading people on. Why? Because the benefits outweigh what you don't like or what you can't stand. Now, the damaging part about that is when the benefits run out or the benefits go dry, the problem that you had with the person, now it gets elevated and it gets larger. And now it's like, I can't deal with it. But I'm still sitting in the background. Pick your poison, right? Like this person may have an issue, right? But you may get with somebody to just tear your life all to pieces. And let's keep it all the way real up in here. So stop getting with somebody and number one, overlooking the signs. But when you overlook the signs, you're not really picking your poison in a healthy manner, right? I tell people this all the time. Pick your battles for men and women. Pick your battles in a relationship wisely. It's never a good idea to always want to be right. Never. Now, the other person that you're in a relationship with may feel like, oh, you always nitpicking. I'm imitating a woman, right? You always pick it. You always want to be right. Now, that may be the case in their eyes, but they don't know that it's a whole slew of things that I ain't say nothing about. I just let it ride. Period. I just let it ride. And that's a pointer for relationships. If you really want your relationship to last, 2 pointers: forgive quickly, but then also don't be on them. Don't be on them about everything. Don't make everything an argument. Don't make everything that you got to win this argument. I got to win this battle. No, it is what it is. Some stuff you got to be like a duck and let it roll off your back. Pick your poison, even while you're in relationship. Pick your poison on what you're going to argue about, what you're going to bring up. Because if you don't pick your poison, you will find something or another situation that's so toxic that just ruins your life. Now, when you get a certain age, now I get it, you're dating in your 20s, you have time to break up and go and date and explore. You got time. When you hit your 30s, you don't really have that much time to keep on doing do-overs, especially in relationships. You don't have that much time. And this is too, I want y'all to check this out. Pick your poison because you have people looking at you. I'm talking about especially those that have children. You have somebody looking at you on how you respond and how, listen, I'm going to tell on myself, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to keep it funky with y'all. I have an issue, right? It could be because the way I was raised. It just could be a multitude of things. I'm not making no excuses because I thought about this last week and I almost broke down and cried because I see my son, I see what he does. I can be very angry at. That's my issue. I get angry. I get mad, right? I do this thing where I bite my tongue and I get mad, right? Like, especially when something doesn't make sense and it's common sense in my eyes. I'm asking God to give me patience in that area. Now, be careful when you ask God for patience, because long suffering produces, right, some struggle, period. So be careful what you ask for. Seriously. But that's the issue that I have. And like I said, you have little ones looking at you like, I get mad. I tell him something. Now, I don't mind with a child. One thing I don't do is disrespect for children. I don't do it at all. I will go from 0 to 1,000 in a heartbeat over a disrespectful child. Period. I don't care. Your child, I don't care. I don't play disrespect. I do not play that at all. Zero tolerance for it, right? So I'm not using that as an excuse, but it is what it is. That will never change. But I'm trying to work on how I display my frustration, because my frustration can come off a little bit abrasive. And I noticed that my son, like one thing that I say, and when I'm talking to my children, no, shut your mouth. That's the classic black phrase, shut your mouth, right? So I heard my son, he was talking to his brother, and they were talking, they're fussing at that baby talk. He said, shut your mouth. And it silently, without showing him, to me, it was hilarious. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was hilarious. But I didn't like it. Why? Because he's displaying what he sees. I have to be held accountable myself, because I gotta lead by great example. That's why I tell people, pick your poison, man. Pick your poison. And one of the poisons that I'm trying to adjust with me is how frustration displays in a moment of arguments, or at how frustration displays in a moment when I'm angry. I told you I talked to this guy today. His story was amazing. The way he handled his kids. I salute you. He said he had said something about his ex-wife. It wasn't disrespectful, nothing like that. But he was like, you act just like, your mom, right? And I guess it triggered her, and he had he said a wooden brush, right? And he was brushing her hair. I don't know what they were doing, but she took the brush and smacked him across the face. And he said he was calm. He was like, listen, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk out, but I need you to think about what you did. And he walked out. He said he stayed out for 20 minutes, cooled down, came back, talked to her. She was busting out and crying. She was really hurt by what she did, right? And he was like, now think about this. Suppose I act the way that you just act in violence. Do you think it would have went good? And he was saying that he was calm about it, right? Like, I'm trying to eat some of that humble pie. And because this is the thing, what you display to your children is what they will produce, period. Because all they see is you. That's another episode, but I don't want to get too far off. But I want to tell you, pick your poison. Period. I mean, that's really the whole nutshell. Pick your poison. In relationships, pick the type of person that you're with. Pick your poison, man. Like, young lady, my guy, pick your poison, right? This person, really think about this. And listen, I feel it. I want to stop. I want to end this episode, but I feel like I'm helping somebody's relationship right now. You may be in a relationship and you're like, listen, I can't stand this person no more. I can't live with this person no more. You have a good person. You have a good guy, a good woman, but they just got this one flaw or one issue that just gets on your last nerves. And you feel like that you find, like, most people have issues with things that can change. I'm not saying that you change the issue that they have, but most people break up over issues that can be fixed. Listen, Love Jones said something so deep. He said, when people said that they have fallen out of love, that's not what they're saying. What they're really saying is they have exhausted the possibilities. When a person says that they have fallen out of love, that's not what they're saying. They're saying that they have exhausted the possibility. Love Jones, bars. They have exhausted the possibilities. You have exhausted the possibility that possibly we can change together, because we both have a lot of growing to do. And this is another thing too. When you're picking your poison, you have to hold yourself accountable. Don't just hold them accountable. Don't just point out all their issues. Hold yourself accountable as well. And I promise you, you'll see your life flourish to another level. You'll see your relationship flourish to another level. Your decision-making skills will flourish to another level. I love you guys. I'm out of time. Let's go get up out of here. I love you guys to life, man. Listen, this is what I need you. I need you guys to comment on this video. Go ham on this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, I need you to click the link, copy the link, and share this link on your Facebook page, share it on your Twitter page, share it everywhere. Share it like text it to some people. Right? So they can watch this episode because somebody need to hear this Pick Your Poison episode. And also, if you listen to it on the platforms of podcasting, I need you to share this. Share this on your social media page. Don't underestimate your influence. This episode is brought to you by Winning After a Major Loss, publication that we produced in 2016 that has sold thousands of copies to this date. Listen, people have this book in their hand, and I'm thinking about doing another relaunch of this book. But people are like, listen, this book has changed my life. This book has saved my marriage, saved my life, has made me want to get back into business again. I'm telling you, Winning After a Major Loss will change your life forever. I'm out of here. I love you guys to life. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the Podcast. Our mission here at AOS the Podcast is to empower the world to never give up one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time to help you get to the next level. I'm out of here. Let's go.